Hello, Dale here with Arc Hi-Fi. Today we're going to look at the Supersense Master Cut Lacquer of John Coltrane's A Love Supreme. Supersense is an Austrian company that specializes in unique, one-of-a-kind, limited edition handmade items. They were behind the Impossible project from a few years ago that brought back Polaroid film manufacturing. They also have a archival tape lacquer editions of some albums. And it's not a vinyl disc, it's a lacquer. So in the LP manufacturing process, the mastering engineer takes the master tape from the studio and cuts a lacquer on a lathe, and then that lacquer is sent off to the pressing plant to where stampers, plates, whatever, metalwork, whatever is made. The unique thing about a lacquer is that it's the closest thing to the master tape itself, because there's no steps in between the master tape and the lacquer. So many say the sound quality is above what that same mastering on a regular mass-produced LP is. So Supersense is doing a series of the archival tape edition of John Coltrane's A Love Supreme, and they're doing 500 for the USA, and I believe they're doing a 99 overseas, which is a special edition. And I got number 189. Ordered this directly from Supersense. It took about a month and a half to get here from the time I ordered it. It's over $400. The packaging of this is just fantastic. I'm not going to open this all up now. You'll see some photos that I will put on the screen there. This was first released last fall, 2021, and there was some controversy made between Michael Fremer of Stereophile and Mike Esposito of the In-Groove Record Store. Now, Mike Esposito has a great following on his YouTube channel, and he is an expert, in my opinion, on collectible records, sound quality, etc. Mike was getting emails from people who were saying, "Hey, have you heard about this Supersense lacquer that's going to be offered? And would that be worth getting to get the best sound quality of A Love Supreme?" And Mike did a video stating, lacquers can sound really good, but just beware. This is a unique item. This is not this would not be suitable for an everyday player, because lacquers wear out quicker because they're softer. Michael Fremer kind of rebutted that, saying, and I'm paraphrasing, In-Groove Mike didn't know what he was talking about. He's this, he's that, and he's that. And then they had this little debate with Chad Kasem of Acoustic Sounds moderating. And I think Michael Fremer was overreacting to what Michael was saying. Mike Esposito was not saying they sound like garbage, they're not worth having. He was just saying, if you're looking for a good sounding version that you can play forever, get one of the vinyl versions. These lacquer versions may not stand the test of time due to what they are. And I think Michael Fremer just kind of overreacted to that. It got a lot of buzz on the internet and on YouTube, and some of the other reviewers were chiming in, So I decided to order one. I also have A Love Supreme, the Acoustic Sounds Series from 2020. And this was mastered by Ryan Smith, and I was really happy with this. This is a great sounding package. Acoustic Sounds and Analog Productions, their packaging and their whole presentation is just phenomenal. Chad Kasem does phenomenal work in this area, and anything he releases is top notch, and the packaging, it's fantastic. So I got this, and I decided to break it open and play it. And it comes with white gloves, so you don't get fingerprints and smudges all over it. And I will tell you my thoughts on it. First of all, this sounds really good. It's compared to the Acoustic Sounds, it's a little more laid back sounding. It's sounds more like a flat transfer, but it still has the dynamics and everything you expect from a master tape. One thing Supersense is very clear with a note inside. The flaws of that master tape will be on this lacquer. There's some dropout flaws, some wobbly sounds here and there. More specific on side 2, but the dropouts aren't as drastic as I thought they would be. I thought when they meant dropouts, like the volume would drop completely out and back in, back out, like a wrinkled tape or something. No, it's just a little bit of smeary phasing back and forth a little bit, and just a little bit. It's not enough to ruin the recording whatsoever. The highs on this are a little more extended and crisper. They're not fatiguing compared to the Acoustic Sounds, but also the tape hiss is really loud on this. I mean, as soon as you put it on, you can tell when they fade up the faders for the tape machine, that hiss is pretty prominent. And I'm thinking, and this is a copy of a copy, or a copy of a master, or a copy of a copy. I don't know. I've heard 5 different things. And also, Ryan Smith may compensate it for that by rolling off the high end just a little bit. So even though you do hear the tape hiss on the Acoustic Sounds version, it's nowhere near what you hear here. I think that the bass on this version is very, very natural, a little bit bloated, versus the Acoustic Sounds version where it's a little more tighter. But that's just a flavor maybe from the mastering engineer, or it could be a flavor from the transfer of the tape. I don't know what kind of settings they may have. I don't know if it was a flat transfer, or did Rudy Van Gelder do some tweaking when he made the copies, to distribute overseas and stuff. The record is quiet. Both pressings are quiet as far as the vinyl is concerned, except for the tape hiss, but that's not a vinyl issue. This is worth getting if you are a completist, if you're a big jazz fan, or if you want to give a gift to somebody that's really unique, or if you're a collector of unique items. This is a very good conversation piece. You can play it multiple times, but this is not something you probably want to, if you're doing work, you want to throw this on and have it in the background playing. I wouldn't do that. I'd either stream it or get a vinyl version or something. Plus, to take this out and play it, it's a process. You gotta, first of all, this came wrapped in some tissue paper, and then you gotta take this out, and then here I am unwrapping it here, but then the disc itself, the lacquer itself, has a screw-on button to hold it in place to this cardboard insert. So, it's a process to get out, and this is not something you would probably do on a daily basis. Maybe just special occasion when you're sitting down, you just want to have play a record and really concentrate on it, and this is perfect for that. But for the price difference, if you just want a great sounding version, you cannot go wrong with the Acoustic Sounds version. I mean, this to me is the best sounding version of the general releases that are out there. I can't say if this or this sounds better because they're totally two unique animals. For general release, this is the best sounding. I think this sounds better than the originals. So what you're getting here is probably more on what's on that master tape than any original. So for the price, I believe this is what, $35. It's just a steal, especially for the packaging you get. And it's it's got the great audiophile inner sleeve. I mean, this record's flat. It's flawless. I mean, my copy, I'm sure somebody may have some issues, but my copy is quiet as a mouse and it's flawless. And so is my copy of this archival edition. But they're two different birds. One's $400 and some US versus $36. I would purchase this if you're a big jazz fan. But if you just want the music and for $450, you can buy a whole lot of Acoustic Sounds Series records and analog production records. But for something unique, if this was a say a limited edition to 1,000 Beatles, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, or something, this thing would be on the internet probably selling for $3,000. Like some of the electric recording company records, ERCs. I mean, they put what 500 editions out of those, and then as soon as they're done, they're thousands of dollars on eBay. I think some go really high, especially some of the more rare titles. Tell me what you think. Also, hit like, subscribe, and leave some comments below. Follow us on Instagram. So with that, have a great week.